Hey, 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 what's going on, everybody? This is Ron Sneller coming at you with another edition of Wealthy and Wise Wednesdays, where I share a few words of financial wisdom to help put you back in the driver's seat of your financial future. Today is Wednesday, October 21st, and today we're going to talk about America's retirement savings gap. I've got a really fun and depressing study that we're going to start today's conversation with. So let me get right to that. So in the year 2000, the Office of Research, Evaluation, and Statistics, which is a division of the Social Security Administration, they compiled a study and they found that for every 100 people in the workforce, the following average outcomes would exist at age 65. Approximately 16 out of 100 would not live to reach age 65. 66 out of 100 will have incomes below $20,000 annually, which will force them to become dependent on their children, the government, or on charity, or would force them to work past retirement age. 14 of those who reach age 65 will have incomes in excess of $30,000 annually, giving them the ability to become financially independent, but without substantial quality of life. And only 4 out of 100 will have incomes in excess of $50,000 per year, making them financially independent with a substantial quality of life. Can you imagine this? Here in America, one of the richest countries on earth, at any given point in history, and only 4 out of 100 will achieve what we might call financial success by retirement. Now, granted, this study is it's dated at the turn of the millennium, so it's about 20 years old, but the results are no less shocking. We have a huge lack of savings problem in America, and it's largely due to instant gratification. Our modern way of life, especially here in America, has addicted us to instant gratification. Here's just a couple examples. Right from this wonderful little device, we can do all of our Christmas shopping on Amazon. We can order groceries. We can do all these things without even leaving the house. I can manage my business from the phone. I've got the calendar app. I can squeeze in a Zoom meeting in between 2 client appointments, and all the technology that makes life easier and it makes life wonderful. But mentally, it addicts us to instant gratification. And financial success is not due to instant gratification. Conversely, it's directly due to financial discipline consistently over a long period of time. So it's not hard to see why waiting for anything in this day and age has become so foreign, so unfamiliar, and so darn uncomfortable. We just don't like waiting. We don't want to wait for results. Compare that to our ancestors who lived through the Great Depression. They wouldn't even recognize this country or the economy or its people. We've gone from a culture of desperate savings to aggressive spenders to huge debtors. Let's face it, most people have no retirement savings and they're in debt up to their eyeballs. So, as a result, this country is suffering from a massive retirement savings gap. How massive? Well, I've got another study right here. According to the National Institute on Retirement Security, for all U.S. households with inhabitants between the ages of 25 years old to 64 years old, the retirement savings gap is projected to be $7 trillion, with a T, $7 trillion on the low end, and as much as $14 trillion on the high end. Whoa! So why is this happening? Not only do we have this concept of instant gratification, not only do we not save, but even for those who do, they don't save nearly enough due to improper expectations. You see, there's a fundamental flaw in the way in which we save here in America. You see, when the 401k moved into wide acceptance back in the 1980s and the company pension quietly faded into the past, was there any financial expert who stepped up, who published any articles, any papers, any research analysis to tell people how much of that burden they were actually placing on their own shoulders? Did anyone tell them how much they would need to put away on their own to replicate what was previously given to them by their company pension? I'd say probably not. Let's do a little basic math here. Just easy stuff. Let's say that you need to retire on $30,000 of your own resources. So outside of and in addition to what you're getting from Social Security, how much capital would you need to have accumulated to generate that $30,000 of retirement income? Well, working backwards and using the safe withdrawal rate of 3%, that means for every $30,000 of income you want, you need $1 million in capital to produce that income. What if you wanted to live on $60,000 in retirement? Well, you'd need to amass $2 million in your portfolio to spend $60,000 per year. Has anybody ever educated you on this stuff? How about for you older folks who still have pensions? Do you realize how valuable they truly are? Going back to the previous example, in today's economic environment, a $30,000 per year pension has the capital equivalent value of $1 million in your investment portfolio. And for those of you folks without one, do you realize how difficult it is to properly save the amount that you truly need? And we have this general rule of thumb floating around for some reason. Well, if you just save 10% of your income, you'll be just fine in retirement. 10%? Really? Really? 10% isn't even close. And I want you to get this through your head. And I want you to remember that it was Ron Sneller who you heard this from, okay? Because Dave Ramsey says 15%. But we can't rely on the stock market anymore because we have such extreme volatility now. We can't rely on the safer money instruments like bonds and CDs and money markets because interest rates have been so low for so long. The answer? We're going to have to save more. And in order to work your way up to 20%, unless you're one of the very few special ones, there are going to be some serious sacrifices that must be made with your current self in order to serve your future self, okay? And this can't be overstated or emphasized enough. It's simple math, and the math doesn't lie. America's obsession with instant gratification has won far too many times over our future. So collectively, across the board, we have to start saving more. Most of us are going to have to work our way up to saving 20% of our income if we want any hope of maintaining our standard of living for when we retire. Or don't do it. But it's like, would you rather face the unknown? Would you rather take the risk now and hope that you don't end up stressing out or running out of money when you're too old to work? But here's the thing, one day the future will arrive. One day the future will become the present. And one day your future self is going to wake up and realize, much too late, that they were cheated, swindled, and forgotten by a younger, much less wise version of themselves. Or you could take control. You could take control of your own destiny by working with a financial professional like myself to lay out a financial plan, a savings and investment plan that are going to serve you and to help you accomplish your goals. And before signing off, I do want to take a moment to acknowledge all of my clients and all of the wonderful people who are taking positive action steps towards securing their future. Whether they're already at the 20% savings level or whether they've just moved from 0 up to 5%, or maybe it's that young mom or dad who just bought a life insurance policy to protect their family, because I'm all about incremental progress. Not about perfection, but about progress and taking positive action toward your future goals. I commend you for taking this action, and I thank you for trusting me to accompany you along that journey to financial security and financial freedom. If you'd like to talk more about any of these topics discussed, please give me a call, 248-241-6826, or you could message me right here on social media. Well, that's my rant. Thanks for listening.